In the wild, predators stand at the top of the food chain. However, it often happens that a fierce-looking animal runs away from a herbivore with its tail between its legs. This looks quite comical, but it's even funnier when such moments are caught on camera and shared online. In this collection, we've gathered many such situations, so sit back and enjoy the viewing. For small rodents, even insects can pose a serious threat. For this rat, an unexpected encounter with a swarm will most likely end in its demise from countless bites. This is one of those cases where size matters. Despite their obvious numerical and deadly superiority, a pride of lions scatters in all directions from a slow-moving elephant trumpeting loudly across the savannah. How and why this happens remains a mystery. This hippo clearly heard from its calf that a crocodile had intruded on their territory. Not tolerating such insolence, the mother immediately went to chase the uninvited guests away. The predator was certainly disappointed, but knew better than to argue. Crocodiles have quite an interesting way of fighting each other. Nature loves to play unfairly. It is especially cruel to small birds when it places their habitat next to such massive predators as monitor lizards. Whether they like it or not, they have to learn to drive hungry beasts away from their nests by any means necessary. How unwilling this octopus is to let go of the diver, having mistaken him for its rightful prey. Unfortunately, in this battle, the sea multi-legged creature has no chance of winning. Nature has blessed porcupines with an incredibly effective defense mechanism. Even an entire pride of lionesses didn't dare to test such a spiky meal. An attempt to sneak past a beehive unnoticed ended in complete failure for this snake. Why did it even go there? There wasn't any prey for it in the first place. In this garden, the little turtle is the gatekeeper and it will defend its territory against unwanted guests until the very end. Even if those guests are humans, the turtle will find a way to chase them away. A wildcat that wandered into a house was quickly expelled by the true mistress of the territory. And rightly so. There's no need to stick your nose where it doesn't belong. Dogs versus seals. Who will win the battle for territory? Obviously, the one to whom it belongs. And numerical superiority doesn't matter in the slightest. Curiosity didn't just kill the cat, it also got this dog who foolishly stuck its nose into a wombat's burrow. He definitely regretted that decision. Everything seemed to be going as usual, a cat hunting a rat. But how did they suddenly switch places? A snake tried to feast on eggs hidden in a nest at the top of a tree, but this time it had to leave hungry. The mothers of the yet-to-hatch chicks were ready to defend their offspring to the last breath. This man used a rather unusual method to approach a little piglet. However, his trick didn't save him from the wrath of the mother pig, who immediately rushed to protect her baby. What a persistent and fearless chick. Does its natural instinct not warn it that it's facing a predator? With such an attitude, it won't survive for long. How will this little duck escape from the tiger enclosure if it keeps teasing them? And in general, will it manage to escape at all? The hawk clearly didn't anticipate anyone noticing its attack on the crow, but it miscalculated. It managed to get its meal, but at the cost of enduring the deafening caws of a whole flock of magpies and crows. In the wild, hares are often prey for strong predators. But how did it come to be that domestic rabbits are true long-eared terrorists in enclosures, easily chasing away dogs? Herbivorous animals migrating in search of lush vegetation have long since accepted that not all of them will reach the promised land. Some will inevitably fall prey to predators, and their stance on the matter is, "What a relief that today's meal is not me." A mother cat is ready to defend her babies to the very end against the clear threat of her arch-enemy, and the dog has no choice but to retreat with its tail between its legs. The boy clearly did not expect a bear to suddenly attack him in the middle of a city street. However, the bear had to retreat quickly when an adult man appeared, ready to protect the child from the wild beast. The lioness desperately wants to snack on a turtle, but unfortunately for her, that shell is not easy to crack. This bear clearly regretted leaving the forest when it was attacked by a pack of all the neighborhood dogs. In the face of a real threat, even the quarrelsome community of ever-barking canines is ready to unite for a common victory. The duck should not have been so overconfident. It is no match for the speed and wit of the eagle, a born predator. A fight between capybaras is truly a fascinating sight. So much passion, so much expression, and yet it's not even a dance. A brawl between monitor lizards is full of intense emotions and strong physical contact. However, it is doubtful that they can inflict any real damage on each other in such a stance. Pelicans would love to sink their beaks into capybaras, but alas, no matter how much they desire it, they are unlikely to succeed. At most, they'll only succeed in making these patient mammals angry. The monitor lizard celebrated its victory over the armadillo a little too soon. There's a reason these animals are called that. Their defensive mechanism is something many would envy. The fur color of wild foxes may vary, but their behavior always remains the same. Especially for the little ones who will play whenever they get the chance. Don't be fooled by the appearance of starfish, they too are predators. However, not all their hunting attempts are successful. This time, the prey was clearly too much for the starfish to handle. This cat had a well thought out, multi-step plan to steal food from its sworn enemy's lair. Everything went perfectly until it was time for dinner. Well, it seems this is the first time the cat has tried to eat a live octopus and has no idea how to deal with such a feisty meal. A jaguar waited in ambush in the bushes for a long time, all for the chance to feast on a large and appetizing meal, a crocodile. His efforts paid off, but it's still interesting to wonder how he timed it so perfectly, catching the reptile in a moment of vulnerability. The confidence of this toad knows no bounds. It somehow manages to hold off a lioness from attacking. Or maybe the predator simply doesn't see the amphibian as a snack worthy of her attention. Who is the best snake hunter? Of course, the mongoose. However, this one seems unusually hesitant and cautious. Thanks to their natural instincts, wild hares are not easy to catch, even for a predator that matches their speed. Nature has given the pufferfish an amazing defense mechanism, but its survival still depends on the size of a predator's mouth. Unfortunately, this time, luck was not on its side. Noticing a lion sneaking up on her baby, a mother elephant chased the predator away within seconds. Faced with such overwhelming arguments, the terrified lion decided not to take any chances. If you're wondering how and what stingrays eat, the answer is right in front of your eyes. Warthogs are known for their incredible speed, which helps them escape predators. They are so fast that even a lioness experienced in hunting couldn't catch up with her prey this time. This monitor lizard definitely picked the wrong target. Not only are buffaloes several times larger than this aggressive reptile, but they're also capable of using their horns to fend off even the biggest predators. The cheetah clearly didn't expect that using a hippopotamus as a stepping stone would land it in a trap set by an entire group of crocodiles, eagerly hoping to turn it into a meal. Luckily for the land predator, it was faster and more agile than the reptiles, managing to escape just in time. This owl was just as surprised by the cat's presence as the ginger feline was by the owl. However, their approaches to this unexpected meeting were vastly different, and it's no wonder one is a domestic animal while the other is wild. Even a chicken can become a fierce opponent when it has someone to protect, like this hen, who fearlessly stood up to defend her chicks from a snake attempting to snatch them. This lioness will have to spend a long time licking the turtle's shell before she can get to the good part inside. Well, what did she expect? Cracking an armadillo's armor isn't easy. A quiet, watering hole, free from predators. What could go wrong, thought the buffalo. Turns out, a lot. A crocodile was lurking in the depths of that puddle, patiently waiting for an unsuspecting victim. This time, the hunt ended in failure, but who knows what will happen next time. In what kind of environment must this goose have grown up to fearlessly chase the king of the jungle around the cage like a kitten? And it wasn't just one tiger that got a taste of its wrath. Both young and old ones had to endure it. This fearless ant clearly did not expect such a sneaky attack from the beetle. The effectiveness of natural defense mechanisms is truly fascinating. A great example of how numbers do matter. Although honey badgers are known for their fierce nature and fearless attitude, even they couldn't stand up to a pack of wild Ethiopian jackals and were forced to retreat from their territory in disgrace. The lion, looking for prey, chose the wrong target. Not only did he set his sights on a well-fed and strong buffalo, but the buffalo also wasn't alone and easily sent the king of beasts running. That's the power of unity. It's interesting to wonder how long this peacock tested the panda's patience before she had to stop eating bamboo and strip the boastful bird of its greatest pride. The photographer was clearly surprised to encounter a bear stepping out of the forest, but he was definitely prepared for this unexpected meeting. Otherwise, how do you explain the bear repellent in his pocket? This pair of lionesses thought they would have an easy time hunting a cow in the middle of a residential area. They picked the wrong animal. Today, they'll definitely have to find easier prey. The start of a friendship between an iguana and a cat didn't go well, but who knows? Maybe one day the reptile will allow the cat to sniff it and decide to give him another chance. Oh, silly little monkey, it wasn't a good idea to steal food right under the ram's nose. This time, fishing didn't go as planned and the monkey turned from hunter into prey. Although in reality, the situation is a stalemate and they'd both be better off going their separate ways. Three horses had clearly never encountered anything like a turtle before, so their curiosity is understandable. But the armored little creature was not pleased with the attention and scared them off with a single snap of its jaws.
Jeez. Did you get that?
In the wild, there is an unspoken rule: whoever is faster eats today. It seems the crocodile will have to give up its meal in favor of a more agile turtle. The saying, "a big mouth rejoices at a big bite," played a cruel joke on the seagull, turning into "don't open your beak for a bite you can't swallow," or in this case, a beakful. The venom of the black widow is rightfully considered one of the most dangerous in the world, so it's no surprise that the spider had enough strength to take down a snake. Now, this venomous powerhouse has secured its food supply for a long time. A young bull's attempt to assert himself in the horn community ended in failure when he decided to challenge a ram to a direct head-to-head clash. With an obvious concussion, he had to quickly run away from his far more skilled opponent. Who do you think will come out victorious in this battle between a venomous cobra and a mongoose, a born snake hunter? This dog will definitely remember for a long time that it's not a good idea to mess with monkeys. After scaring away an elderly primate from a car once, he ended up invoking the wrath of the entire troop. Feeding lions at the zoo may not carry the same risks as hunting in the wild, but sometimes this process can turn into quite an amusing spectacle for the audience. Don't worry, no predator was harmed in the process, though some may have been offended. While hunting, one should not forget to stay alert, as it's easy to go from predator to prey. Or maybe this little crab is under Poseidon's protection with the sea lion assigned to guard it. The stargazer fish is nothing like what one might imagine. It's a formidable predator that spends hours in ambush just for a single successful strike, guaranteeing it a meal. This little dog has a sense of responsibility, but unfortunately not much foresight. Trying to chase an annoying seagull off the pier, it miscalculated its steps on the wet surface and fell into the water. Luckily, the pup knows how to swim, so all is well. People are used to thinking of elephants as the calmest animals, but even they sometimes get into fights with each other.
We better roll.
This time, the peacock's fanned-out tail attracted the wrong admirer. After getting pecked on the nose by the flashy bird, a disappointed capybara walked away. This little boy really wanted to pet the lion, but the predator clearly saw its visitor more from a culinary perspective. What a relief that there was glass between them. Watching how professionally the dog chases away the bear, one can't help but wonder how many such uninvited guests wander into residential areas. Ostriches are quite the jokers in the wild and love to chase young animals, scaring them with their size. In most cases, they get away with their antics. However, sometimes overplayed ostriches do face well-deserved retribution when an enraged victim of their prank prepares to pluck a few feathers from this flightless bird. Both sharks and dolphins are marine predators, and disputes between them occasionally arise. It is impossible to predict in advance who will emerge victorious in a skirmish, but this time the shark claimed victory.
Oh yeah, tuck it over.
Hey, go up front, go up front.
What's he got?
Give it to me.
The snake that slithered into the household clearly hoped to find something tasty for dinner. Unfortunately for it, the vigilant guards not only gave it no chance of success, but also gave it a rough time before finally letting it go.
Let it go! Oh my god!
The tough hide of honey badgers reliably protects them from bites and insect stings. However, watching such a scene up close, one can't help but worry for the predatory mammal. This man should be careful playing such games with rams. There's always a chance the animal might miss its target, and then a very powerful blow could land on his unprotected leg. The best survival strategy for herbivores is to pretend to be caught in time and, at the right moment, make a run for it while the predators have relaxed. The plan, of course, isn't foolproof and sometimes backfires, but occasionally it works. This dog seems to have the spirit of a true peacemaker, as it managed to break up a fight between the kings of both the jungle and the savannah without much trouble. The iguana was just crawling along, minding its own business, when two overly eager dogs decided to bark at it on their territory. But this reptile does not easily surrender and is ready to prove it. Indecisiveness clearly played a cruel joke on this line. Really, if he managed to get so close to the buffalo, he should have attacked immediately instead of standing there, contemplating his hunger level. Giraffes have one of the most unusual ways of resolving conflicts. During fights, they beat each other with their necks and heads. This anteater was simply going about its business when a horse, noticing it, delivered a solid kick. The poor thing never even understood what it did to deserve that. One should not mistake anteaters for defenseless prey. They can very well stand up for themselves. A man decided to play around with a mother duck, making himself look like a threat to her brood. But he clearly didn't know that messing with feathered parents is a bad idea. He had to flee from the enraged duck, who was more than ready to teach the fool a lesson. Who will emerge victorious in a battle between two reptiles? The one that is bigger or the one that has venom? The leopard clearly overestimated its strength when it attempted to steal a calf from a herd of buffalo right in front of its parents. The herbivores wouldn't stand for such an insult and furiously chased the predator up a tree to rethink its choices. This speed battle between a hawk and a rabbit was extremely intense, and as dictated by nature, if you fail to escape a predator, you should prepare to become its meal. A seal resting peacefully on an ice floe didn't even have time to realize that, for a split second, a penguin had intruded on its territory by leaping out of the water. To be fair, this encounter was just as unexpected for both sides. The rattlesnake sound is primarily meant to scare away predators, but some perceive it as an invitation to dinner, and this bird couldn't resist the snake's call. Who do you think will get the fish if a pelican and a seagull fight over it? Obviously, the seagull has the upper hand, but the pelican is clearly playing dirty by calling in reinforcements to help claim its meal. And that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.